Hey everybody, I'm Tyler McClendon. Welcome to this version of Dentist on Demand's podcast series called A Day in the Life. Today we're lucky to have with us the talented, I like everyone's got a title, the talented, the amazing, the stupendous. Today we've got with us Dr. Leana Lundt and Mauritz Lundt from JVR Dental in Walnut Grove, Langley, British Columbia. So welcome so much. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. It's exciting.
And their practice is really far away from where we are right now, too.
Super far.
Yeah.
10 steps, maybe.
Literally 10 steps from here. So, as we all know, Marc is with us as well. So thanks for being here as well, Marc. So, it is JVR Dental is a newer practice in Walnut Grove. And part of the reason I wanted to have you on the show is you've seen amazing success in the first few years of your practice. So I really just want to dive into it. I want to talk a little bit about you. And do you mind if I read like a bio?
Yeah,
about you guys?
Okay, that would be great.
So let's just start with Dr. Leana Lundt. After graduating, I don't need Wi-Fi. After graduating from University of Pretoria's School of Dentistry in 2008, Dr. Leana Lundt practiced dentistry in South Africa for 3 years before relocating to Vancouver in 2011. As a general practitioner of family dentistry, she practices all areas of dentistry with a particular interest in the oral development and care of children and teens. Mm-hmm. That's unique. Leana has always been passionate about dentistry and can't remember a time when she didn't want to become a dentist. So, back to childhood.
Back to childhood. That was always my dream.
That's amazing. Okay. I always wanted to be an actor.
And you got to do it.
You're doing it right now.
I was an actor. Yeah. It's funny because I used to act when I was younger, but I'm terrible at live speaking. So I always like to have scripts in front of me because I'm like,
you're doing pretty good. You're doing good.
Thank you. In fact, the time she spent wearing braces as a child played a big role in her decision to join the profession. So
I had braces for 6 years.
6 years.
A long time.
Wow.
I guess that's why I like dentistry.
I gave you a long time to think about it.
I was in a dental office every month for 6 years.
You're like, I like it here. I can work in one of these.
Yeah, I basically grew up in one, so.
That's right. So can we talk a little bit about that? So South Africa. I mean, I haven't been to South Africa. I don't know if you have before.
I'd love to go.
I would love to get
Let's
there.
go.
But South Africa, I mean, it's a world away from here. But I've met so many South African people here in British Columbia
And they're amazing.
They're amazing. Like I love everybody that I meet who's from South Africa. I have a kinship with,
and they love rugby.
They love rugby.
Yeah.
We love rugby.
Yeah. And I put Rodriguez on. Is it Rodriguez?
Yes.
Yeah. Sugar Man.
Sugar Man.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Like it's funny. I was with a guy who had became my friend. He runs a lab in Victoria. His name was Linus, or Hellenius was his name, but we called him Linus. And I think one time we were in the car, and I think I may have put on Rodriguez, and he was just like, "Where did you find this? How did you know about this?"
Amazing singer.
Yeah.
And I know they have a whole series on Netflix about him, and it's absolutely amazing to think that he wasn't big and he didn't made it at all in the States.
Yeah.
Where in South Africa, I mean, we grew up with it.
Yeah.
And there's that
you can't even think that people our age didn't know him or didn't know Sugar Man or that whole record. It was absolutely phenomenal and huge in South Africa.
Yeah.
And there's a documentary about him, right?
Yes.
It's called Finding Sugar Man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It is like I've seen it.
Yeah, it's good.
It's good.
Yeah, it's a good story.
Oh,
It's stunning. And like this guy had no idea. Like I think they found him in Flint, Michigan.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like working
On the
as,
streets.
I think he was working as like a temp
Yeah.
construction worker, and he was just like, "What are you talking about? I don't. What?
Yeah, I don't think.
Who are you people?" So a really cool documentary to check out. So, so South Africa, you were going to school in it's Pretoria. Is that how you say it?
Yes.
I did a little research on it. It's a very, very highly rated school in South Africa. So, how was that experience for you? You came out of school, you practiced dentistry in South Africa, and you said, "I'm going to Canada."
Oh, the interesting thing is I graduated and we got married a week later. And Mauritz came to Canada before that. And before we got married, I was like, if you ever want to move to Canada, don't marry me. I love South Africa. I'm very, very close to my family, so I'm not moving halfway across the world. And we got married, obviously,
Right.
and came to Canada for a 2-year wedding anniversary. was like, well, I'll go there for a trip for a wedding anniversary. Why not?
Right.
And we moved here 6 months later.
Is that right?
Good sell job.
Yeah.
You did it.
Yeah.
He did it.
I was subtle in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I saw I got a hook, then I just
Yeah.
put the foot on the pedal and we moved here.
That was it. So you had come here before.
Yeah, we have close family friends that moved here in 97
Okay.
while I was still in school. And then when I finished my studies at the end of 2005, I promised them, okay, as soon as I finish my studies, I've saved some money, I'm going to come and visit you guys. So I visited them in December 2005 in Calgary.
Oh, Calgary. Wow, that's
That
not a fair
was-
representation of our
That
country.
was a
Oh,
shocker.
yes.
I'm just kidding. I have family in Calgary. I love you guys. But
I'm
Calgary.
this summer boy from South Africa.
Yeah.
Got off the plane in Calgary at minus 13.
In the Chinook, yeah.
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 I was like, no, this
No,
is
it's
No,
not
that's not a
warm.
Chinook, man. That's that's cold.
yeah. That was experience, but it was an awesome experience and something I will always cherish. And then when we moved here, we started out when we came for our wedding anniversary, we started our trip in Edmonton,
Oh
It
wow.
was minus
also in
30,
December.
minus 32 when we
Yeah.
got off the plane.
So
and I'm like,
we got like a real Canadian experience.
like,
Why
who
Edmonton?
wants to live
No offense to
here?
Edmonton.
those close friends
Oh, I see.
at
Okay.
that stage relocated to Edmonton, and then
Gotcha.
we did a bit of a tour to Nelson and got to see BC a little bit, and then over to Nanaimo, and then it's okay, yeah, this place is not that bad. It's
There's
actually
more to the
We
story.
went
There's more-
from
more to
minus
Canada.
32 to like 13. And I'm like, oh,
I could do this.
why
that's
doesn't
not
everyone
that
in
bad.
Canada live here?
Right, right.
Because
And
it's expensive.
yeah. In fairness, I mean, it does get cold in Edmonton and Calgary, but I mean, I have a certain I have a love for Edmonton and Calgary. Coming from a theater background, they have one of the finest theater communities in Canada.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, because it's too cold to do anything but theater, I guess. But when I was younger, I was always like, man, I wish I was in Edmonton doing theater because
Yeah.
they have a very vibrant art scene there. So
Yeah.
yeah. So you decided, okay, we're gonna move to Canada,
Yeah.
and then at the time, what were you doing at that time?
I studied mineral processing engineering, so I started in the mining industry in coal of all minerals
Okay.
in South Africa, and a friend of mine that studied, he was 2 years ahead of me, but we knew each other from university and then in the mining environment a little bit. He moved to Edmonton early in I think 2006 or 7, and then he made contact with me again and sent me this position in coal in Canada. He said, oh, if you're ever interested in moving to Canada, actually, here's a position. But that was before we came on our 2-year anniversary holiday.
Oh, so the timing was good.
Yeah. So I just left the email there for
He
at
knew not
least-
to touch it.
Yeah.
You do what? Sorry?
He knew not to touch it.
Yeah, so I left that email there, didn't thought much about it.
It's unopened for 3 months.
Yeah. And after our trip, I said, let's just throw a stone in the bush and see where it goes. And we are well established here. I'm not going to uproot everything now and do this. And literally a day after I've submitted my resume, the recruiter phoned me and said, hey, we've been looking for a guy like you for a
Perfect.
while now. Are you interested to talk?
It's meant to be.
Yeah.
Yep.
And literally, I'm honest if I say we didn't do anything. Things, the puzzle pieces just fell into place for us without doing much.
Wow.
I literally answered the phone. I spoke to this guy. He said, okay, come over. 3 weeks later, they got me into Vancouver for an interview. And a week after that, they made me an offer and we started to make the
Off you
arrangements.
went.
Yeah.
So were you here at that time with Mauritz? So
No.
So you were back home and you were
I
like,
was back home.
what's
Yeah.
happening there?
Yeah.
Well, it was basically literally a weekend trip for him.
Yeah.
I don't
flew
even
in-
think it was away for a week.
Yeah, I flew in, did the interview, and then went back and received the offer in the.
So you were on the plane for 36 hours and got to.
That's
Yes.
a way. That's a
Business
way to
class.
Yes. yeah, it was a business class flight. So.
Oh, that's
Okay,
all
well,
right.
at least that's somewhat tolerable.
Yeah.
Okay, so then you came back and then you said, you know what, we're doing this. Let's go.
Yeah, we didn't have kids at that stage. We were too young adventurous, so we said, okay, let's try Canada for 2 years, and we are now almost
9 years.
almost
into a
9 years in
two-year
a 2 year plan.
Years, wow. 9 years and 2 kids later,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How old are your kids?
Baby just turned 1 last week, and Zanika is turning 4 in February.
Oh.
Wow, Zanika, she's getting
Very,
big.
very
Yeah.
good.
I remember
big
when she was
sister.
born.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
that was when we started the office.
It's very exciting. Not a stressful time to start an office.
Yeah.
No.
Not at all.
No, just spice it up a little bit.
That's right. So tell us about that process. So you came to Canada. You worked in a few offices, or how did you get your start here?
Because I was a international trained dentist, I had to go through the Canadian training and exams to be qualified here. So I did that in 2012, and then started working. We lived in downtown Vancouver at that stage, so I started working in an office in Yaletown, and the same owner also had an office in Langley. So he's like, well, we need a dentist in Langley as well. Would you mind commuting? And I did it for a month, and he got a job in Langley. So we both were working in Langley and decided to move here.
Right.
And we've been here ever since. Worked
Yeah.
there for a few years, and then decided to open up my own office. In the same time, we got a baby, beautiful princess who's almost 4 now.
Yeah.
And yes, that's
here you
how
are.
here we are.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And also one of those things that wasn't planned as such. We knew we wanted to do our own office, so we started the arrangements for that, signed the papers to rent the office space, and literally 2 weeks after that,
Found out I was expecting.
found it. Then I was expecting. So, okay.
It's going to be a busy time.
We're gonna- and
Why
then
not?
we never looked back. We just went full steam
Yeah,
ahead.
you just have to,
and-
right?
And it panned out pretty well.
Oh, that's good.
Yes.
Right.
No, we've been very blessed with how everything happened and how we got to where we are today, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. And so, like, one of the things that I
Time out.
noticed. Anyway, so as we were saying, so the office is open. So then you go about finding your team.
Mm.
How was that process?
Team founder.
The team found me. We had, I remember having interviews at Moxie's, because where do you have interviews if you don't have an office?
Moxie's.
Or
Yeah.
Starbucks.
But Starbucks is so loud and busy.
That's
It
true.
is,
I mean,
yeah.
everyone wants to be in Starbucks. So
Yeah.
we did Moxie's for a day and a baby with us the whole day. And we literally had a new interview every 20 minutes, because we were interviewing for receptionist, for hygienist, for assistant. Like literally every 20 minutes. And if you were late, you kind of missed your interview. It was before there was such a huge shortage in
Right.
dental staff. We had a few interviews, made an amazing team. Like literally my whole team, the day we had the interview, at the end of the day, I was like, I want her and her and her, and that's my team.
Yeah. It wasn't a difficult decision. Basically, as those team members sat in front of us, we immediately got the right vibe from them. They said the right things, and we could just see, oh yeah, these people think the same as we do. So it wouldn't be difficult to get along with them.
We
and-
literally
and
had
we are.
second interviews with everyone that's working in my office today.
Is that right?
And those were the only ones we had. We asked for second interviews. And we're like, we're going to ask them because we had a baby and it was really difficult to actually do interviews with. So it's like, well, we're going to get these few to come out for second interviews. And if they accept the job, that's it. And yeah, they all took the jobs, decided to come and work in a brand new office that we couldn't even show them what it looks like because it was non-existing.
real.
at that
See where this concrete slab is? This is where you're at.
Yeah. It's a new
But-
age thing.
But I remember like literally everyone sitting, trying to figure out what we have to order for opening day, and
Right.
Jane coming in and unpacking stuff for us. And I'm like, you don't even know us. But she's like, well, you have a baby, I'll come and help.
Oh, she's a sweetheart.
And-
Oh, that's awesome.
And that's been our team ever since. Like everyone works so amazingly together.
And they're all still there.
They're all still there.
Like it's this team. Like I gotta say, every time I come into your office, I'm always blown away because it's got this real family vibe to it.
Yes.
And it's got this, like, when I see Jane, I'm like, Jane, what's up? What are we doing today? And she's like, where are my scalers? Whatever.
That's always a question.
Right, but she's like, it's great because I feel like I can have a shorthand with everybody in the
Yes.
office to say, you know, like, they're like, Ty, like, just help us with this or do whatever. I don't feel like I'm stepping on anyone's toes. Sometimes, like, if you're in a procedure or whatever, like, I'll poke my head in. But I feel like I can look at you and go, like, if you need me to scram, just give me the old,
Yes.
get out of here,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, and you don't get that with a lot of offices
No.
where you once you establish that shorthand, that way of communicating with each other, then I can fit in where I need to
Yes.
and help out where I can, and then get out of there when I feel like things are getting a little
Yeah.
too hectic or busy.
And I think that's the nice thing. Like, we ended up growing from brand new opening up our doors to this very amazing big office and obviously we couldn't do it without our team. Like, they have been growing with us from day one. I think they sometimes miss the relaxing days.
Right.
But we went to a leadership summit the other day, and the guy's like, what defines who you are? And I literally took a piece of paper and I'm like, what defines our office? And everyone had to write one word on. And everything was family, fun, work hard, play hard. Like, we all get along so well inside of the office and outside. Like, these are actually our family and friends now.
Yeah, and you're doing it for each other.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're not just coming in, working, and we don't see each other. Like, we actually hang around.
Because who really benefits then, right?
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Your patients
Yeah.
are like
Yeah.
walking through the door going,
Yeah.
holy cow, like I feel like
And
everyone's
for sure,
really-
like, I feel
Yeah.
like I can trust any patient with any staff member at this stage.
right.
Because I know they're in it for what their hearts are feeling.
Yeah,
and
they
what
run it
they wanna
and do their
it.
things as if it's their own business as well.
100%.
So they are totally bought into our team business. Then.
Right.
It makes
Yeah.
a huge difference.
Because then, I mean, you like with your practice, I mean, who's the hero of the story, right?
The
hero-
team.
Well, the team, they're
Yeah,
the
but
hero,
the patient.
Yeah.
but they're making it. Their heroics are
Yes.
making the storyline. Like the protagonist, the person leading the story is really the patient.
Yes.
So and the heroes like along those sidelines are the ones that are saying, you know what, we're gonna make sure that this experience, the second you walk in here to the second you leave, is
Amazing.
an amazing story.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's about you,
Yes.
right? So, absolutely. So yeah, great team. I love everybody in that office.
We'll do too.
Yeah. And Jen's like, she's a gem. Like, she's just come over recently, and we've had a long relationship.
Yes.
Relationship.
Isn't a lot of relationships today?
He's my turn. She will turn red
It's a
instantly.
relationship business. I've known Jen for a number of years, and
No, she's a great asset.
she's a beauty.
Yeah.
Same day dentistry. Okay, so like I'm going to pivot a little bit and talk about technology. And if you have any technology questions, let us know, Mark, or just throw questions out there.
Yeah, I've got a question about my iPhone. I've got this warning sign coming.
Oh, so I just got a new
fix
iPhone.
We got new iPhones
I know how to unlock it now.
Oh, that's good.
Hey.
Yeah, that's a good first step.
There's a few things I still need to figure out, but I can unlock my phone.
Step one,
Is
you
this the
get
new
in.
iPhone 10 or?
11.
Oh God, don't get me started. Because I went from the 7, and then I went to the 10, and
That's a big jump.
it is a big jump. So, and the way I went from the 7 to the 10 is that we were in Mexico. I may have had a few martinis or margaritas and tequila.
Yeah.
And I remember Colby was in the pool, my son, and he was like, "I have my phone." And he said, "Daddy, don't get too close to the pool with your phone, because if you drop it, it's
Because you need your son to tell you that.
right." But I said, "No, it's fine. It's my phone's waterproof." What are you talking about? He's like, "Daddy, it's not waterproof. Trust me." I'm like, "It's waterproof. I've taken it in the pool before, and I threw it in the pool."
You showed him. Yeah. You showed him.
I don't
Katrina's
wanna-
like, "I'm gonna take that margarita from you now,"
Yeah.
and I said, "No, it's fine. It's not that." But I said it's waterproof. Sure enough, he picks it up and it's toast,
Not
right?
waterproof.
So I've
The
got
new
it.
one is.
The new one, the one that I had to replace it with, is completely waterproof.
You could try it again then.
Yeah, but the 7, you're used to pushing the button.
Yes.
Right. And I had to go from that to the 10, where I'm like, I just want into my phone. I just need to make a call. How do I make this happen?
That's why I'm like, I can unlock my phone.
Yeah.
Week 1 into having an iPhone 11.
Just
I can
one
unlock
step
my
at a time.
phone.
Yeah. Just take it one
Just
step
unlocking
at a
it.
time.
That's right. So that tells you how much how advanced I am with my technology. But so your office, you built it in 2016, I want to say.
Yes.
Okay. So clearly, you understood what the Sirona brand was about. You understood that you wanted treatment centers that were state of the art. I mean, how would you describe these? How would you describe these? You know, your treatment centers and your X-rays and all the stuff that you have in your office. I mean, it is cutting edge, state of the art equipment.
I think you can obviously compare it to a Lamborghini.
There you go.
Yeah.
Decide what you want to drive. The Sirona brand is amazing, and I just absolutely love the way everything interacts. From you can do a root canal, you can clean teeth, you can do fillings, you can do crown preps, and everything fits into one unit or is an extra machine that connects to that unit. It's the technology that they have is absolutely amazing.
So how does that, like, we can talk about that because like we're in the industry, but for a patient, like how does that affect them? Like does that make the appointments shorter? It's more streamlined. It's easier to get in and out of the chair. Like I guess if everything's right there on a computer screen and you're like,
Yes.
okay, I want to switch to my endo motor. I want to do it all. And you can instead of having to like run around the office and grab stuff, this thing is like a robot. Like it basically
100% can do everything.
It gives you
And
everything you need right there and then.
yes, and the nice thing about it is we have the same chairs in all the ops. So I can literally, if you're an emergency patient, I can see you in any chair. We don't have to wait for a day or two to get you in because I can literally do that procedure on any chair without moving stuff around or trying to fiddle. Like everything is set up that we can do same day crowns, we can do same day root canals, we can do everything in any chair. And it's literally flicking a button. I think the patient doesn't even know it exists. They don't even know all the behind the scenes stuff that's happening.
Right.
Or that used to happen in an office to make that happen.
Right.
Because if you have to change a procedure, now you got to, okay, we got to reset the dials. And
There's a new setup.
Wheel in.
Yeah.
I remember doing it with moving this whole machine in, and we only had one room that the root canal machine motors worked in. So we had to move patients and be like, you know what, the patient right there needs a root canal. Can we move you to that chair? And then it was just crazy. Like that was like a half an hour procedure to just be able to get the patient in the right chair to do the right procedure where the equipment was. And now it's just clicking a button and it happens.
And
Like,
you have it.
I think the
amazing.
it's
benefit,
amazing. Yeah.
the perspective from the patient's point of view is, it's a big commitment from them already to sit in that chair.
True.
'Cause everyone
And to
loves it.
reset everything to get everything started is, it's easy to them. So no, I'll come and do it another day. I'll come back. They're not coming back. So you want them to get the treatment done there and then,
Right.
so that they don't have to come back and have to go through this commitment process again. Because
Right.
that's tough on the patient. It's not fun.
So by commitment, you mean time.
Yeah,
Right?
time
And
and the commitment in your mind to say, oh, okay, I have to go and sit there at the dentist again, and go through that emotional experience to get that process started again.
Right.
I would say probably time. And then the other thing is because people don't need to scramble now. We're in a situation where we can decrease anxiety so much.
Oh yeah.
Because the patient doesn't even know there has to be scrambled behind the
Right.
scenes.
A click of the button and you're set.
They sit, they watch TV, and everything happens around them,
Yeah.
which is nice and easy. So
You know, I'm gonna tell a quick story. I was in the office with you guys a couple weeks ago, and this poor young girl came in, and I think it was an emergency patient, and she was in pain, and the amount of time it took to get her from the front door to a chair, and in getting some relief for her pain, I was completely blown away by. This poor girl, she was in so much pain. Obviously, she was something was going on with
yeah,
her
I
teeth.
remember her. She
You
came
remember?
in and she started crying right when she walked
Yeah,
into
she
the
was.
door.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
cried
She was in so
yeah.
much pain.
And I felt bad for her, but the amount of how quickly you guys got her in and got some relief for her to say, okay, let's at least relieve the pain, and then we'll see what's going on here.
I don't think people know how bad toothache can be.
Right.
And it's literally, that's the one thing, and that's one of our big office policies. If you're in pain, we will see you.
Right.
And we've had a few patients that came in that way and ended up being lifelong patients.
Yeah.
And we do always do our best to be on time, because time is money. And if you have to wait an hour to see me, that's not cost effective for you.
Right.
Like, you want to come in, you want to be seen on time. The odd time it happens that something like that happens. And a lot of the times, we were just talking about it, a lot of the times we'll get the patient in, and as long as you're willing to wait for us, we will, like, my team scrambles behind the scenes to get everything done on one chair, that you can have your chair, and we can make sure by the time you walk out of the door, you'll be out of pain.
Right.
And
But it's nice to give the team the ability to be able to have those options. Say, okay,
Yes.
if we cannot do this here, we can do it over here, and they have lots of options to accommodate emergency situations like that.
Yeah.
They have to think quickly as well on their feet, so we appreciate that from them. But at least they have the ability and the options to switch around and do whatever needs to be done.
Yeah, and if every
in the
chair
office.
can do everything,
yeah,
right? Now you don't have to wait for
You
a
have the
chair.
ability to be dynamic.
yes,
Yeah.
100%.
Mhm.
It makes
Yeah.
a big difference.
It's amazing.
I want to say it makes the world of a difference for us and for the team, but even more for the patient without them even knowing it.
Yeah.
We can accommodate so much more and do so much more for them because of the technology and equipment we have.
Yeah. We're talking about patients and keeping them comfortable when they're getting there. Now, knowing that, like, that mental block from them actually making the decision to come, like, what should we tell people about maybe being embarrassed about coming because they haven't come in a long time? Like, the importance of dentistry. I don't think people really understand that, like, your oral health is really connected to your overall health.
Yeah.
Let's chat about
I would say,
that.
like, one thing for sure, saying your oral health is connected to everything. When you have bacteria or rotten teeth in your mouth, it affects literally your whole body, because it's what you breathe in, it's what you swallow. So it can have, the bacteria in your mouth can have an effect on everything in your body.
Right.
So you do need proper oral health to be healthy. You can't be healthy and be a gym junkie with rotten teeth.
Right.
It doesn't go together. You will feel horrible somewhere or have pain somewhere in your body if your teeth isn't right.
So what about these people that, like, oh, I brush my teeth every morning, and every evening, I floss, like, once a week. They're not feeling any onset of discomfort. Why should they be coming for a cleaning every 6 months? Why is that so important?
Or every 3 months.
Or every 3 months. Yeah.
Well, the biggest thing is your toothbrush and what you can clean only cleans up to a certain depth into your pockets between. So the pocket is basically between the tooth and the gums. As soon as that is more than 4 millimeters, there's no way you can keep it clean properly. You also, if you don't floss, you get buildup on your teeth. Well, you get it when you don't brush as well. Or even when you brush.
Can I stop you right there? So a pocket. So, like, just for our patients that are watching or listening, a pocket is, so, like, you've got your tooth, and then you've got, like, the gums.
The gum around it.
So, like, there's a
in
pocket
between that.
in between there.
Yes.
So when they call it probing, they're actually probing to see
That
how
is
deep
what-
that
yes.
spot is. And the reason it gets deeper and deeper is because bacteria is sitting in there,
Bacteria
breaking
is
down the
sitting in
tissue.
there. Yes.
Okay.
And then
Yuck.
also, because you have minerals in your saliva, and it's different from every patient, you can get buildup, and it's basically where the plaque stays on your tooth and the minerals calcifies it. So you end up getting this very hard, thick buildup. It's almost like rock chips that's on your teeth. It has a bad thing because it takes all the minerals out of your tooth. But for a patient that is used to it, they tend to not have sensitivity because it protects the tooth in a very bad way.
Yeah.
It forms this horrible layer on the teeth, and that is actually just deteriorating and eating the tooth and the gums and causing inflammation.
So it's putting up its
constantly.
own defense mechanism saying, no, we're
But
eating
it's
the tooth.
basically all bacteria.
Yeah.
So that is a complete imbalance. So if you come for your cleaning, the hygienist can actually take that off and make sure, because it's literally like rock solid hard. You can't brush it off.
Calculus.
Yeah.
So what are we telling these people that haven't been in a long time? Like when you see them come in and their palms are sweaty because they're nervous.
I was a dentist in South Africa.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised by anything.
Yeah.
Like, I know people always come in and say, I'm so embarrassed. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure you're not the worst I've seen. Like,
Did you see a lot of, like, when you say you were in South Africa, were you seeing some tragic stories there? Like, I don't.
It's the rural population. in
the
South
rural
Africa is very
population
big.
is
Okay.
big, yes.
Yeah.
And they have to do 1 year community service where they work for the government after they've studied. So they work in that environment with
rural
people with
environment.
no funding or insurance. And there you see anything.
Everything.
Some pretty gnarly teeth going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything and everything.
I'm sure you see some stuff here too, like people neglecting themselves and
You know what? We can do something for that.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
As long as you get through the doors.
Yeah.
We've had some very high anxiety patients that for the first 2 appointments, I was just sitting next to them on the couch in the reception, that they could get used to me and know me and know what we do. And I even did exams up front because they just literally couldn't get into the chair.
Yeah.
Right.
And even for that, like, doesn't matter what your problem is, we can help. We have an amazing team. We can hold your hand. We have TVs. We have masks. We have stuffed animals. We have stress balls with funny teeth on it. We have blankets, pillows. Like, we can make you feel really comfortable.
And a fantastic team too.
And a fantastic team.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, there's one thing that it's interesting. It dawned on me the other day. So I was talking to a friend of mine, and I said, "Why don't you like going to the dentist, or how come you haven't gone in a while?" And they say, "I don't like needles. I don't like needles." I'm like, "Okay, so what do you think the needle is going to do? Like, what's your perception of the needle? Like, well, I'm going to open my mouth, and they're going to stick a needle in my mouth." And I'm like, "Do you know that they put a numbing agent on the spot where the tooth is going, or where the needle is going to go?" And they're like, "I don't know. I don't know what they're doing in there." So I think it's interesting to know as a patient. So you're not just
Patient
sticking
education, yeah.
special education, just to say, I'm not about to stick a needle into your face.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm actually putting some anesthetic on that spot so that when the needle goes in, you're really just feeling a light pinch.
And I think like that is where, especially how our offices run, my assistants have at least 10 to 15 minutes with each patient to really get to know them and make them feel comfortable and prep them for everything I'm going to do. And some people are like, you know what, it makes me feel more at ease if I know exactly what to expect. And some people are like, I don't even want to know. I don't want to hear anything. I don't want to see anything. Don't talk to me. I just want to open my mouth, zone out, and get up and leave.
Yeah. Just know that it's fixed when I leave. Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like, if someone comes in with anxiety, that's always one of the questions we ask. Like, why do you have this anxiety?
Yeah. And what are they
something-
telling you? Like, where is it coming from?
Bad experiences.
Bad experience, yeah.
Most people had bad experiences somewhere in their childhood, or it happens.
Yeah.
Or a stigma.
Or stigma.
Yeah.
100%. 100%. And that's the thing. Like, as long as you tell me what you hate about coming to the dental office, except coming to the dentist, because that is some people's answers as well. At least we get you there. We can try and eliminate it. And we have, like I say, an amazing team. Like, we have patients that literally every time they come in, someone meets them at the door. Because as soon as they sit down, they don't have guts to get up and get into the chair.
Right.
And I mean, we know that because we have those conversations with the patients. We're like, okay, we're going to try this and see if it works. Like, there's a lot of things we can do to make your experience way more presentable and comfortable and get you back into the chair.
Right.
Even if it's meeting you outside in your car. Like, my team will do it.
Yeah.
As long as we know this is what you need. This
You're
is
getting
the extra
expectations.
motivation.
Yeah.
Yes.
To answer your question, Mark, on people saying I brush my teeth every day, is if you come in more regularly for the short visits, for the quick checkup and the cleaning, if there's an issue that they can spot it a lot earlier, and then the treatment for that is much
Easier as
smaller
well.
and easier to treat. And I like to to think about these things in certain analogies. I brush my teeth every day, but why would I have a problem? If you have a car and you wash your car every day, it's a clean car every day, but you don't check and you don't change the oil, you don't change the tires, the car is going to fail at some point.
Yeah.
But you washed it every day. It's the same with your teeth.
Same idea.
Same idea. You clean it every day. That's a good thing. Keep doing that. But you have to do the scheduled maintenance now and then as well.
Yeah.
On a regular basis.
I just started doing that where I used to go to the dentist every 6 months for a cleaning. And I recently experienced the difference between hand scaling and piezo scaling.
Oh, yes.
You know what I'm talking about. So I experienced a piezo scaling, which you guys have piezo scalers,
Yes.
right? They are marvelous. And the reason they're marvelous is because you literally lay down in the chair and it's like they're just like brushing your teeth. It feels like they're gently stroking your teeth and massaging your gums.
Yeah.
And no one's poking you. No one's like picking, we call it picking and flicking.
Yes.
No one's picking and flicking the stuff off your teeth. They're just going through it gently and it doesn't feel like
doesn't
much
feel
is happening.
anything.
Yeah. So for me, I'm like, oh, well, can I get this every 3 months? Because I'm a little bit anal about my teeth. I'm like, I'd like to have this more because I floss every day, I brush every day, but I'm also like, I'd like a higher level of cleaning of my teeth. Can I get this? Are we cool with this? Like, if your insurance covers it, or if you want to pay, go for it, man. We can come every 2 weeks if you want. We don't care. So for me, I was like, I didn't know that before though.
But you'll see, like, if you switch from 6 months to 3 months, even your 6 months appointments would be easier and shorter.
Shorter, right.
Because it's not 6 months of build up and stuff that they have to get off your teeth.
Right. Because I get
So
staining.
and staining, it's the red wine.
It's the red wine. I drink red wine and I drink that venti sitting in the corner. Over there.
But it's not bad to have those things.
No.
It's just you have to do those checks
Right.
on a regular basis, and then it's just maintaining it.
And it's knowing like I can come in now for like a half hour cleaning instead of spending a whole hour sitting in the chair because I'm busy. Like I can't spend an hour in the chair. So I'm like, how about I come for half hour every 3 months, and there's less work to do, and I'm in here more often. And they're like, sweet.
And not to mention that, you guys are looking under the hood.
Yes.
Like you guys are the professionals in that. You can see things and you have the right technology to do what you need to do to change the course of something that could be more expensive and, in the future.
And that's a big thing. If the money that you will spend to maintain things is a lot cheaper than to fix that catastrophic failure.
And it's not to mention the pain and the suffering that you potentially could go through.
all with that. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Question. How old should your child be before they see the dentist?
So according to the Dental Association, we like to start to see them at 1 or 6 months after the first teeth erupted. It's not a rocket science miracle appointment. Don't expect that.
Yeah.
At 1, we're literally getting them on the chair. Sometimes we're not
we
even
call it a
getting
chair
them.
ride.
The chair ride.
We get them in for a chair ride. Some of them open their mouths, some of them don't. The biggest thing is when you walk into a dental office, it's so overwhelming.
Right.
I mean, everyone hates the noises. Everyone hates, there's so much stuff going
The
on.
smell.
It's
The smell.
It smells like antiseptic. Like
not our office.
not your office. Generally speaking, your
Not
office has
our
a nice, Your office is great. So, but there is a general odor
Yes.
There
that a
is.
dental office has. And
Yeah.
it smells like
For sure.
disinfectant and cleaning agents and all the rest,
Yeah.
which is good. I want that smell.
Yes.
'Cause I'm like, awesome. The
You
office
know
is
it's clean.
Yes.
So, and I know your office is very clean.
So it is the smells, the noises, there's so much stuff going on. So what we usually do with them is we get them in the chair. A lot of it in the first appointment is educating the parents on what to do, what to look for, how to clean their teeth, habits to avoid. Big one is not to get your baby to go to bed with a bottle. Even though it's very easy to do it and it helps a lot to soothe the baby, don't let them go to bed with a bottle. But just educating the parents. And then if we keep them on every 6 months, we can kind of see where the baby teeth are erupting. We can start to predict tongue ties and lip ties and stuff like that.
What's a tongue tie?
So a tongue tie is when you can't stick your tongue out of your mouth.
Really?
That's right.
And you can identify that early.
Yes.
And
Yes,
is there like is there treatment for that?
Yes, you can just laser the frenum off.
Right.
And It helps a lot with how they eat, how speech develops, how everything in your mouth develops. So yeah, that is all stuff that we can start to predict and see and help with. If we can do it, we can get you to the right people that can do it. And usually around 2-3, if they've been coming in every 6 months, they open their mouths and we can polish their teeth.
Yeah.
And they literally go
used to
from
that.
6 months of not opening up their mouths to, oh, okay, well, I know the people. I've seen the same people in the office. I know the chair, which can be scary as well for a 2-year-old.
We have third-hand experience with that with Zanika, because when she was a little girl, she played in the office and we made her sit on the chair and she played with the suction and sucked the cheek and in her mouth a little bit. And she was just in recently for cleaning and she got on the chair, sat down, head back. Jessica came in and started working.
She knew what to do.
Know exactly what
And
to
you know
She
what,
did
such a-
everything. Like, she got polish, she got fluoride, everything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, she's growing up.
She's like, clean my teeth. Let's go.
Yeah.
And
Well, I think, and most importantly too, like you're giving these little ones the right experience. So in their adulthood, they're
Yes.
going to go. They're going to come.
Well, then
and
it's,
see.
it's not shrouded in mystery for them, right?
Yeah.
yes.
Yes.
Like for me, like I had a bit of a spotty history at the dentist as a teenager. You know, just back in the 80s and 90s, it was like, you go to the dentist. I grew up in Aldergrove, you know, in a kind of a rural neighborhood, right?
Yeah.
So back then it was kind of like, and my dad was a veterinarian. Like he was, you know, kind of
You
in.
could fix your teeth.
Well, yeah, I think that's what he tried. He's like, I'll fix your teeth. But no, all joking aside, it was one of those things back in those days where it was like, well, just go to the dentist if you have pain. That's kind of how we did it. Whereas like, and then when I got to like 19, 20, I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm actually supposed to be going every 6 months. And then then I went completely the other way where I was like, I'm going every 6 months. And, you know, I got to make sure I don't have any cavities. And
Now you got an appointment every month.
now I'm there every 3 months. I'm like, dude, go away. Your teeth are fine. Get out of here. But that being said, so like, and just to add to your point, like Colby, for example, like we got him in the chair early. And then now, like when it's time to go to the dentist, like it doesn't even phase him at all. He's like,
No.
sweet, runs in, hops in the
Yeah.
chair, throws on the glasses. He's got the headphones on. He's watching SpongeBob or whatever he wants to watch.
Yeah.
He loves it.
Yeah.
So
No, it makes a big difference. And I think our kids' generation wouldn't have this high anxiety for dentists.
Yeah.
And it's mainly because how we're educating them. We're getting them used to it early. It's like you say, like we didn't used to go to the dentist every 6 months,
right.
but now it's a thing and it's a good thing. Like it's the same as you go to your doctor for your checkups. You need to do it for your teeth.
Preventative care.
And not to mention, there's wonderful practitioners like yourself that have invested in making sure that experience is seamless, amazing, and
Yeah.
comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
for sure.
Question. This is totally out of left field because I might want to cut back to this. You talked about having the ability to do endo on your chair.
Yes.
So for our patients that are listening, what's endo? Or better yet, what's a root canal? Because again, the traditionalists out there like myself, we've always grown up knowing like a root canal. Oh my God, that's as
Sounds
much fun.
bad.
That's as much fun
It's
as a root
terrible.
canal, right? Like so my perception of a root canal before I came into dentistry was that's horrible. It sounds painful,
And then do it.
and don't ever. I don't want a root canal. That's the worst thing you could ever have. I've had 2 root canals. They're painless, and they were a breeze. So, what's a root canal?
I actually just had a root canal 3 weeks ago.
Herself. The first one.
Wow.
From cracking my teeth,
Oh, that's right.
from grinding.
Right.
And it is painless.
Yeah.
I actually had a patient yesterday and she's like, oh, I can't get a root canal. Like, it's painful. It's going to hurt. I have anxiety just thinking about that appointment. And the bad thing about it is when you walk into the dental office with a face swollen like this, in severe pain, whatever we do to you is going to hurt.
Yeah.
And that is where all the bad stories about root canals comes from.
Right.
It is if we struggle to get you frozen and because the infection is so bad. So a lot of the times when you come in with a face like that, we will give you antibiotics first, get rid of some of the infection, and then go in and do it. A root canal 99.9% of the time shouldn't be painful
Okay.
because the tooth is frozen. So you get freezing. It should just feel like a filling. The filling is just going a little bit deeper. So when you do a root canal or an endo, it's basically taking the nerve out on the inside of the tooth. We don't take your tooth out. We don't take the root out. We literally take the tiny inside part of the tooth out where the nerve is running, and I just like that.
You said you would.
Doo-doo.
That's the sound it makes.
That's the sound. Pop.
So it's basically the inside of the tooth where the nerve is in, the blood supply is in. We take that inside part out. So going through the procedure, it is longer because it's very small. And the instrument is not as small as anything in this place.
You're talking about a
Like
file?
a needle.
file.
Yeah, the file.
It's
like a needle.
It's even smaller than a needle. It's very, very tiny. So we open up the inside. Depending on how much infection you have, we either fill it up and do a filling basically from the tip of the root all the way through the tooth, and then do a filling on the top and usually a crown on top of that to keep it all together. If there's more inflammation and infection in there, we put medicine in it, we close it up temporarily. We'll get you back a week later, open it up again, take that out. We'll always make sure it shouldn't be painful at all. A little bit of more like a bruising effect afterwards is normal because we worked on the inside, but it should not be painful. The whole procedure should not be painful.
Because now we have the anesthetic, we have the files that are a lot more narrow, and you have the equipment. You're equipped to go in very non-invasively. I mean,
Yes.
it is fairly invasive, but you're trying to
Keep it as small as possible.
keep it as small as possible. Remove it needs to come out because what's happened? Usually there's a crack. There's some exposure happening, right?
Some exposure to the nerve.
So you've cracked the canal of the tooth. There, like air is getting to the nerve. So I guess if there's sensitivity to cold and heat, that's why you're feeling that.
Yes.
Because that the nerve is getting exposed to
And
the elements.
it can be either from a big cavity or from a big filling that's on the tooth.
Right.
And the nerve can decide, okay, I'm done at any point. So it can be like you can have a big filling on a tooth for 10 years, and then all of a sudden the tooth is bugging you. And it's just the nerve has been taking it for all that time, and it's like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
And it's very easy. I mean, back in the day, we used to take teeth out. Now we can do a root canal, and you can keep the tooth for another 25, 30, 40, 50 years.
Yeah. That's great because I think that, when we have these lovely dental conversations with my colleagues, they're like, well, what is a root canal? Explain it to me. Like, you're a dental rep. You tell me. It's like, well, I'd rather my dental colleagues tell you this. I don't trust my opinion. Yeah. You know, I just see them doing it. I don't have any training. So,
And the nice thing with bringing this back to technology again, with our endo motors and handpieces and equipment we have, it makes it way easier. Like I remember in dental school, literally have to file, and
Like
the
hand
patient
file it.
hand file, and the patients were sitting there going like this the whole time because you're like in and out, in and out, in and out a million times, and now it's literally like easy.
Yeah.
Like you go in, you take it out. You
There's
go
no
in,
guesswork.
You take it out. Like
No.
it's,
Yeah.
and the patient doesn't feel like this the whole time. Like they're not head bobbing the whole time.
They're not dancing.
Like they can actually watch TV and they don't even know how deep we're going into the tooth or what we're doing. It literally feels like a bigger filling.
Yeah.
right.
So way more comfortable for the patient.
And if you do recognize a tooth that needs an endo or clinically it's called an endo, but a root canal, and they don't get it treated, is it true that that nerve could, I guess it would necrotize, it would die in the tooth?
Yes.
And that's why the tooth would turn black, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
The tooth can turn black. If you don't get it done, the bacteria isn't going anywhere. So you'll be the patient that's going to walk in with the big face. Because it's literally an enclosed space. And bacteria loves anything moisturized and dark. And that's exactly what's inside of the tooth. Perfect environment.
Let's
So
incubate some bacteria.
So
Right.
that is
Yeah.
essentially what's happening.
Yeah.
Like you're literally just sitting on a ticking time bomb.
Right.
And he's shortly out.
So you took the whole team on a cruise?
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
That was so much fun.
Oh, that's awesome.
But competitiveness in my team was awesome.
Yeah.
Like, they had to
next
do,
level
we did
stuff.
karaoke every single day.
Yeah. That's amazing.
They are all very amazing singers.
Really?
Yeah, oh, they are.
Do they sing it in the office?
No.
Yes, they do.
They will if you want them to make it,
Yeah.
As soon
make
as
you
the
feel better.
patient puts up their headphones, we sing in the office.
They can't hear us, right? Okay. And speaking about like the team, like I mean, you guys have done a phenomenal job. I mean, you've been here for what, 3 years?
3 years, yeah.
Yeah, just over 3 years now.
Yeah.
And we talk about the patients that have come to JVR, and your patient base. Like I'm completely blown away when you talk to me about how many patients you have. How many patients in North Langley have come to JVR Dental? So clearly, you're doing something right.
It's amazing. And I think it's a lot of the vibe we have in our office. Completely family orientated. And we don't mind if the mom comes in and brings her kids with, because everyone in the office has their own kids. I mean, Zanika has been in my office numerous days when she couldn't go to daycare, and like kids are welcome.
Yeah.
We have friends of ours, their kids are a little bit more observed, like they don't want me to check their teeth in the dental office. And we got Zanika to come with for their appointment, and they all opened their mouths.
Right.
Because they saw Zanika model it. And that is an amazing thing. Like everyone tries new things and tries to figure out stuff on how to really make this a good family experience.
And I think this model works well for Langley specifically. Langley is that community environment.
100%.
They like to know their neighbors. They shop at the local grocery store. They like to interact with people. So that's why that's a favor for us in our office, that people like that community.
And
so I
we
think they
like it.
And
Yeah.
so if we do the same model, say for instance in downtown LA, it's not going to probably have the same effect, because people, they will go to the dentist once, get the things done, and out they go.
Right.
Langley
Right,
is
right.
that community with, say, okay, I want my dentist, I want to know my dentist for years to come, and this community suits our business model really well too.
Yeah, this community does demand it.
Yeah.
And I mean, even like with the TMB real estate group, the Thorne Maisie Bonger's real estate group. I mean, Michael Thorne is one of my best friends and my neighbor, right? So I mean, here we are shooting in their studio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm doing shameless plugs for Remax Lifestyles. I'm doing shameless plugs for TMB Real Estate Group. Why? Because they're my friends.
Yes.
We have
And
it's a
that is-
village.
Networking here is amazing, and being part of the community and making a difference in the community is.
And I'm also a client. Sorry,
thank
Karen.
you.
Yeah, sorry.
But I think that is a big thing, like being involved, making a difference. Because in the end, whatever we're blessed with isn't for us. Like, you should make a difference in people around you's life.
I like that.
And that is, I think, a lot of what we stand for in JVR Dental. Yes, we do make a difference in people's mouths and health every single day when you come into our office. But how can we go out into Langley and the community and actually make a difference and not be known, but what we stand for is for sure making a difference in the community.
Yeah.
It's a perfect segue.
Not just fixing your teeth.
Perfect segue.
Like, yeah.
Because that was my next question. So you guys are active in so active in the community. So can you tell us a little bit more about that? Like, I know your Facebook page is always very active. You guys always have something really cool going on. So community involvement. I mean,
I want to say one of the biggest things is for the office that we do is contributing towards cancer research, which is for sure, I think it's close to everyone. Like, everyone has a mom or a friend or someone close that is going through the horrible cancer battle at this stage.
Yeah.
right.
So that is for sure one big thing that we contribute to, and with everything we do, we work towards that.
And to make it a little bit more specific, the team that Leana and I ride on for the Right to Conquer Cancer is Better Outcomes too, and our funds that we raise specifically in our team is directed towards oral cancer.
Yes.
Oral cancer specifically. So that ties in. We've got some other dentists and specialists in our team. Joel Franson, the team captain, he's a endodontist. So everything that we do specifically for right to conquer cancer is oral cancer as well. So
Yes.
Okay, yeah, and I ride with the team as well for the Ride to Conquer Cancer, and they it's great because we all get to spend the weekend
Yes.
together, and it's this year we
it's a
went.
fun weekend.
Yeah, this year we went to Hope, and it was our first time going to Hope.
What an amazing
Oh,
ride.
it was
What
awesome.
an
It was
amazing ride.
It was a fun ride this year.
Yeah,
so
the
good.
second day was just beautiful. It's
Yeah.
a lovely day. Weather-wise, it was excellent.
It was outstanding, and we raised a lot of money. And every year I'm blessed to have a lot of friends and family and colleagues that contribute to the cause, and
Yeah.
as you guys are blessed with that as well. So great cause. So thank you for doing that.
Yeah. The other thing we are involved in is with Kim's Angels, helping people in Langley and kids in Langley to have lunches and dinners and everything. So we are involved with that as well. We've made food, we've contributed to it, and
That's
that is
fantastic.
just making a difference in Langley.
Yeah.
We sponsor a few sports teams in the Langley area.
We had a
Getting
toy drive now in November where
We did the toy drive, yes, for Landon that passed away earlier this year.
all the toys that we gathered was for underprivileged kids and
BC Children's
BC
Hospital.
Children's Hospital.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
For Christmas presents and everything. And we got an amazing turnout for that. So it is like the team itself and JVR Dental is making a difference in the community. But we also get our patients involved in it and getting the patients to contribute to the toy drive and things like that that we have during the year and say, okay, we're collecting this, please come and drop it off. And patients are always dropping off stuff.
Yeah,
So
and
Awesome.
You're in such a great community for that. Speaking as a resident myself, so I do follow
Yeah.
a lot of your content, and I do watch what you guys are doing. And like I said, I think that your community involvement is I don't see a lot of people doing what you guys do. And
But that's what Langley
all
is
I
all about.
I liked the Batman masks for the ride. Nice touch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It always goes well, and we get a lot of support along the road.
Yeah.
When they-
Awesome.
Batman.
the kids
Yeah.
running out, hey, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we even got for a toy drive a big Batmobile sponsored from our team. So
Yeah.
it's amazing that the team even participate and helps us with stuff like that as well and getting involved in that. So it's all connected. I feel like once you have the heart to give and make a difference, everyone kind of helps you with it. So even though our Ride to Conquer Cancer team is all doing it for oral cancer research, when we have a toy drive, they come and donate a Batmobile to our toy drive.
Oh,
and
that's so cool.
it's amazing that everyone helps and
And
it's
there's a
like,
theme, and there's everyone's into it.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
that's-
it's amazing.
that's a great way to describe your office. Everyone's into it.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
We'll get all of them on the bikes next year.
That's gonna take some-
We have staff
Singing.
meeting next year. Next week.
Next
we'll
week.
bring that up.
We'll have them in Batman masks, and then we'll be doing karaoke at all the stops.
At all the
along
stops.
way.
That's gonna be a
One
fun
of the
ride.
guys that rides with us always have his iPhone with loud music playing.
Yeah.
Very
Oh,
fun
So you
to
do
ride with him.
karaoke during
During
the
the
ride.
ride.
Yes,
Yeah.
it helps
Even do
to
that.
get the 100 kilometers over.
That's right. Yeah, whatever you can do. Because at about 60 kilometers, your neck starts to feel it a little bit. But yeah, I mean, we're obviously going to do shameless plugs for the Ride to Conquer Cancer,
Yeah.
because obviously we're all avid supporters of it and contributors too. So, you know what? This has been great. Is there anything else we can talk about today that
We can carry on all day.
Let's do it. Yeah.
before we
better
wrap
go to
up-
Moxie's for lunch.
Yeah, exactly. We gotta.
Another shameless plug.
Right. I know Jerome. He's a good friend of mine. I want to quickly touch on same day dentistry.
Yes.
So we've talked about it in a couple other podcasts, what it is. So like, can you just describe to us and to the patient base, like what is same day dentistry?
Okay, so it's absolutely amazing. I mean, at this stage in my office, you can come in, you can get a root canal and a crown all in one day. You can leave and you don't need to come back. The nice thing about it is it decreases post-op sensitivity quite a bit. You don't have to walk with those horrible temp crowns, even though some of our patients still have to do it. That keeps falling off or is irritating the gums.
Or they wear them way too long.
They wear it way too long and it turns
It's
yellow. So we have the equipment in our office to scan your teeth, mill a crown in the office, and cement it in an hour and a half appointment. 2 hours pushing it.
Right.
Which is absolutely amazing. We're not actually in your mouth for the whole 2 hours, so you do get a break. We probably work for about 40, 50 minutes. You get a half an hour break. We have coffee and tea in the office and really cute tooth cookies at this stage.
Right.
For
Like
Christmas.
you can go for lunch.
You can
Almost,
go for
yeah.
lunch
And
and
come back and get it put in.
and we put the crown in.
Yeah, there's
Yes.
Denny's right across the street.
Yeah.
Go for a pancake.
Go for a Grand Slam. That's another plug. Wow.
There we go, yeah.
It's literally like we get patients, they pick a movie. Once a movie is done, they have a crown and they can leave.
Yeah. One movie crown.
It's really
Well,
good
actually, we should call it One Movie Crowns.
one movie crowns. Really amazing for all the moms that never gets to watch TV on their own.
Right.
But 2 series episodes.
Yeah. So, but this is like, okay, so I've had traditional crowns done before. I have one crown that was a traditional crown, and it was a friend of mine in Victoria who did it for me. So, and it was when I got into dental, and I said, well, I'm seeing my customers in Victoria, so while I'm there, can I get a crown? Because I cracked this tooth watching some football, eating popcorn. And he says, yeah, just come in, I'll give you a good deal, whatever. And I didn't know at the time what the workflow was, so he prepped it and then put the temporary on and then sent it off to the lab.
And
He's
you're
like,
like,
okay.
okay, I'll see you next week.
Well, he's like, okay, so come back in 2 weeks. I'm like, dude, like I live in Langley. Like, what do you mean come back in 2 weeks? Can't you put it in now? And he's like, no, I got to send it to the lab. What are you talking about? And at that time, I remember being like, oh, right, I don't know how that works. Yeah. And I said, shame on me. And he's like, dude, you're in dental. You should know this. And I'm like, I know. I said, it didn't dawn on me that I need to come back and get the real crown put in. So I'm like, I got to walk around with a fake one in my mouth for 2 weeks. He's like, yeah, that's how it works, man.
Yeah.
So, and I remember at that time saying, well, don't you have these CEREC machines? Don't they do that? Can't you get this? And he's like, well, yeah, but I'm about to get one. I don't have one yet. I'm sorry. So for me, the convenience factor, now I had got to get back on the ferry and go back and get it done.
That's brutal.
He has since invested in
CEREC
same-day
machine,
dentistry.
yes.
Yeah, in a CEREC machine and same-day dentistry, which of course has changed his life. Right? He's like, wow, I can do this now. It's so amazing. But for me to go back to Victoria 2 weeks later and get this, I mean, talk about.
Yes.
I mean, he's my friend.
He's a buddy. You're just going to visit.
It's fun because I spend the weekend at his house and we have a great time. But if I didn't know him,
Yeah.
I'd be like, man, I'm not going back to Victoria to get a crown put in my mouth.
Yeah.
And the other nice thing that we use the machine for is when we do Invisalign, we can just scan your teeth, send the file to Invisalign, and we can start your Invisalign without ever taking impressions in your
That's
mouth.
none of that ugly impression stuff that,
That
makes
makes
you
everyone gag.
all
Yeah.
those
Yes.
nasty stuff.
So that's an amazing thing as well. We have, working with Stanley that did the podcast a few weeks ago, we can also scan the teeth and send it to him, and he can make night guards for us or anything. So if you do have a gag reflex, we have a few patients, we've done night guards with it, Invisalign with it. I can send crowns to Stanley that way. So if you are a candidate that we can't make the crown in the office, I can still scan your teeth and send it to the lab, and they can make the crown and it fits in your mouth. So that is amazing. It's such a nice workflow. We've done 1 or 2 partial dentures with it, small ones, but where we actually scan. And it was, again, we just couldn't, the soft tissue was so hard. And we scanned it and it worked perfectly. So there is so much more to the machine than just doing same-day dentistry as well. Like
Right.
we can do, we're scanning kids' teeth when we do braces, and they don't need the impressions. And we can scan it for space maintainers, and the lab can make it off the models that we mail to, send to them
Digitally.
through the cloud.
Yeah, you can
digitally.
send them to the cloud.
Whatever, how the digital things works to get it
That's
to
right.
them.
I scan it and it goes into a computer, and that's all I know. And then next thing I know, I get a crown coming through the door the next day. That's all I know.
And it works.
That's right. But like, so crowns is really just scratching the surface, right?
Yes.
Like a single unit crown, no problem.
Yes.
Like Sarek's been doing that for 30 years or
Yeah.
25,
Oh, yeah.
however long they've been around for. But now it's all the other stuff that can go along with that, like you
Yes.
say. And then like even getting into, treatment planning for like, taking a 3D scan of the face and then getting into that stuff too,
Yes.
right? Like
So that's amazing because you can actually take the X-ray on the machine, import it into a CEREC scan of what's actually in your mouth, and we can see where the bone is and where the soft tissue is, and overlap all of that and figure out a perfect plan for how we can fix your teeth, or especially when you get into the implant side of it. It's amazing.
And you can see in a 3D rendering of
What's
the person's
underneath?
face.
Yes.
You're like, well, I know I'm a couple millimeters away from a nerve there,
Yeah.
and I can see it in real time.
Yes.
Like that.
It's
that's
amazing.
That's next.
It's
that's next
amazing.
level.
Yeah, that helps.
Very cool. So that's same day dentistry. I think we'll come back to that and we'll because it's changing so fast.
It
right?
is changing a lot.
3D printing and all of those things added to this. It's
Yeah.
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 Eventually, you'll just walk into a dental clinic. They'll already check your insurance. You won't have to take any.
almost like a
wallets out.
drive-through.
Drive-through. You just walk through. You get you walk
A
through
drive
the 3D
through
scan
with
room
feeling,
with feeling and
smiles.
I'm just having a cup of
Smile.
coffee while
Singing.
they work on my mouth.
Karaoke. Well,
Yeah,
the JVR dental team can do that for you. Karaoke.
That's awesome. Well, this is great. I want to say thank you so much for being here.
yeah, it's
and
awesome.
like really congratulations. Like I think like I've said from the start, I'm blessed to work with you guys. I think you have a really amazing thing happening at JVR, and I wish you all the best and all the future success.
Thank you.
Thanks for your support too.
Absolutely.
Helps a lot.
Yeah.
Great.
Awesome. So JVR Dental, jvrdental.com is our website. Check them out. They're here in Walnut Grove, Langley, British Columbia, Canada. So you can fly here from Toronto to see them too.
or South Africa.
Or South Africa. Yes.
We have both of those patients coming to us.
That's right. I also want to thank TMB Real Estate Group, Michael Thorne, a very good friend of mine, my own personal realtor, and Jorda and Trisha. They're the team. They've been my realtors for 10 years, and we've done multiple transactions, and I've always been very glad to have them on my team. So definitely check them out as well here at Lifestyles Remax in Walnut Grove. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll see you guys soon.
Dentist on Demand, the new way to find your dentist.